Hello, I'm Ashton. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be flipping through my previous year's bullet journal. Since I'm a teacher, I go from June to June for my year. So as far as I'm concerned, my year ended and now it's time for a new bullet journal. Also, I thought I would talk a little bit about my bullet journal supplies. I keep all my bullet journal stuff in this UB bag. I got it at Target. I'm not super fond of the pink, but I like the functionality because me and pink, not so much. I keep my piece of wax paper in here so that my hand can slide easily over the paper when it's sort of humid, because it is that a lot. So here's what's in it. This is a Pentel sign pen that I use for most of the calligraphy on my weekly spreads. I use brush pens for like the monthly or seasonal spreads. I have this little tiny ruler in here. I have correction tape. I have spare pencil leads and erasers, but that's mainly in here just because I know where to find them if they're in here, and then the rest of them are scattered who knows where. This pen is a Pilot Razor Point. I talked about a bunch of these pens in a previous video, which I will link up in the card. I have a mechanical pencil, these Papermate ones. I love them because they have a thick barrel, and it just, for some reason, it makes it easier for me to sketch or draw or whatever on the thicker barrel versus the thinner. And so I just have this in there for doing rough drafts and stuff on my bullet journal. This is a Papermate Inkjoy. It's the Fine Point, which I'm trying out, which I also mentioned in the previous video. This is the Pentel Energel, also a Fine Point, so I'm working on that. This is a mild liner. I use this for some of my trucking. This is a Uniball Signo, just black gel pen. This is my Pilot Cosmopolitan fountain pen, and I don't know, I just enjoy writing with this. It makes me feel like I'm special, and it makes me feel super fancy to use this pen. So these are the Staedtler Tri Fineliners. I use them for coloring in my bullets, which I'll show the key to my bullets in a minute. And then this is a Micron Graphic 1. It's pretty thick, and so I use this for the lettering on my weekly spreads. So yeah, these are my bullet journal supplies. They stay in here. I have some stickies in there. But this is pretty functional. I like it. It's easy enough to take with me on when I go places. All right, so this is my previous bullet journal. It is Army is the color. It is a Leuchtturm. I'm not super happy with what's the schmutz that's on the cover. So I may see about covering my next one because it's a lighter color and this stuff is going to show up way more. So first of all, here is my key. Here's the colors that I was just mentioning with the Staedtler. This is personal information, so you'll see a lot of sticky notes in here of stuff that I'd rather not show the whole internet. So that's my key, and this is on the first page. I use a scrapbook liner template to draw lines on there, and then I erase them later. So I like doing seasonal spreads because I don't know, I just like the seasons. And so every season, since I start with June, I start with summer. So every season I will do some sort of art that speaks to me about the season and a quote. And this is the quote that's sort of the tagline for my channel. This is like a family inside joke, which I'll explain if anyone wants me to, but I'm not going to right now. So this was last summer. Oh, I should show. Okay, so I start the whole year with art and a quote. And last June, I was not in a very happy place, but I was desperately trying to see the good in all of this. So I put this quote just to remind myself that even if I wasn't happy about where I was, I should be grateful for where I was. And that it's in my power to change it. So this is how I start the year with some art and a quote. You'll see a lot of art and quotes in this whole thing. So there's my summer. So here's my June layout. We tend to take road trips in June, so I sort of tried to do this map thing that looked like more like an atlas, so that was the idea behind that. Like last year I was teaching a Photoshop class over the summer, and so I needed to finish planning that. So that is June. And then here's July with my sunken pirate ship. I just wanted something sort of oceanic themed for that. And notice in June and July, I had a packing on my spread. I don't think that's going to be the case this year because I'm pretty sure I am not going anywhere because of the Rona. Here is my August spread. I always end up with some sort of a back to school to-do list on August in addition to like my just normal to-dos. So that's August. And then we get to fall. I'm well aware that fall doesn't start to the middle of September, but this is just how I go. So we have my autumn art and then a quote that I enjoy about autumn. And then here's September. My sunflowers on September. And there's nothing weird going on in September because at this point in the year, I'm into the routine. There's nothing extra to do, and anything extra is probably on my teacher planner. So that's September. And here's my steampunk pumpkin for October. And I had such a good time doing this and trying to figure out the gears. I think I have the gears wrong, so this mouth won't actually work, but I tried. And then here's November. So after October was such a detailed and precise spread, I sort of wanted something wild and crazy. So this is my November spread. These were done with Crayola Super Tips, and then I just got them wet, and then I had to glue the next page together because it made such a mess. But yeah, it's fun. That's the point of the bullet journal, is to have fun, right? And if it helps you with productivity, all the better. Okay, so the second half of this journal starts with winter. This is my winter art and quote. And to get these quotes, I just go on Pinterest until I find something that's probably relevant. And then, I don't know. I believe I took a Skillshare class at some point during the year about how to put phrases together artistically. So there you have it. All right, so then December. I really love this spread. This is a music box that we had laying around the house, and so I just decided to put it on my December spread. And then here's my January spread, and I think I got really frustrated with myself at this point because this was so much work, so much colored pencil work. And you'll see the rest of my spreads throughout the year are a lot less. They're a lot less. This is over the top, too much, and the rest of my spreads throughout the year are sort of not so much. I mean, I like it and all, but oof, I don't know what I was thinking. So here's February. As you can see, it is way less than January. There's less to it, but I enjoyed this one. I wanted berry colors on it. I don't know if I succeeded or not, but that's what I was thinking. And I love this washi tape. It's got these sort of occult symbols on it to sort of match the occult nature of the spread. And I use washi tape to mark where each of the months are so I can flip straight to the month. So there's February. Then we get to spring. So here's my spring spread. This is a song, which I changed one of the words over here. Let's see if you know the song, you'll know which word I changed, but it's an old song. But I loved it as a kid. Here's March. March was very, I would call for me, very minimalistic. These are watercolors. I just took one of my cheaper sets of watercolors since I knew they wouldn't sink into the paper too much and wouldn't wrinkle it too much. So there's March. And then the Rona hits. So if I know I have these blocked off, but I had a ton of stuff to do in each of the previous months, but then we get to April and nothing happened. Uh, I did the little prints in April because I just needed some positivity in my life and my spread by the time we got through March, because I made that March spread before all hell broke loose, and then April hell had broken loose. So I wanted a little print spread. Just, I don't know, that book makes me happy. But yeah, nothing happened in April. On the other hand, May sort of picked up, so I guess we adjusted to what the heck was going on. I once again sort of did the occult symbols. These are the alchemy symbols for the planet. Like, that's the alchemy symbol for Jupiter, Saturn, Earth, Mars. I don't remember the rest. Pretty sure that's Neptune, so that must be Uranus, Mercury, Venus. Anyway, so yeah, May had more stuff going on, just because we got used to being at home, I guess. So then the last two things, every month I do reflections. I feel that's really important part of what the bullet journal represents to me, is to reflect on the previous month and what went on and how I felt about it. And then, because this is my end of the year, this is reflections for the whole of 2019 and 2020. And I honestly have no idea what I'm going to even put. It was like all set to be a normal year, and then March happened, and then what the actual heck. So yeah, that is how I do my bullet journal. I'm in the process of setting up my next one, which that'll probably be my next video, is everything that I put in there. I didn't show a lot of the stuff in the front because it's all marked up and has personal information in it, but my new one does not, so I can show you all of those spreads. So this is where I use the stickers that come with the Leuchtturm to record what year it was and to use it to archive the journal. The Leuchtturm comes with way more stickers than I actually need, so I used some of them on a previous bullet journal that was not a Leuchtturm. Thanks for watching, everyone. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and always don't be afraid to take a left. Bye.